What was that initial moment of success that you had when you realized that I'm going to go all in on sales and become the top 1%, become the best in the world at it?
Well, the deal is I didn't. Well, so like first you got to realize that like you even can be qualified for that life, right? Does that make sense? Dude, I remember, and I know this sounds crazy, but I remembered walking into a church when I was a junior in high school, and I was really lost, and I never went to church, and no one ever took me to church. But I walked into church and I had holy jeans, and I remember this lady goes, "Can I help you?" And I said, going to church or here for church, right? Like I'm gonna watch the church." And she's like, I don't know. Are you sure you're in the right church? And I was like, okay, I'm getting out of here. Like I didn't feel welcome. Does that make sense? Like, that's not what church is supposed to be about, right? So I felt broken. I felt poor. I felt unwanted. I felt betrayed. I was pissed off at fucking everybody. I felt like, like you're just embarrassed. Like, I remember asking my dad, I'm like, hey, can I go to this, amusement park? My friends are going. I need $5. He's like, dude, we ain't got $5. So when my friends would go to the front and pay to get in, I would jump the fence on the backside, barbed wire fence, and get in. Like, dude, it's just a stream of embarrassing things my whole life. And listen, dude, like lots of people have it way worse than that. But you know how you just like wanted what they had. I remember my buddies had new cars. They had all this shit. Man, I didn't have any of that. I remember the way that they would look at me. I remember I would go hang out with my friends for the weekend. The parents would be like, hey, all the kids are chipping in money because we're at the lake. And I was like, well, I don't have any money. And they're like, your dad didn't give you any money to pitch in? I'm like, dude, we don't have any money. I mean, I rode in the back of the truck to get here. You know what I mean? Like it's like I was just a leech. Does that make sense? Like I wasn't wanted. Nobody wanted me around. I wanted to make fucking money. I was sick of being the bum. I was sick of being the third wheel that people look at. I was sick of not being able to get what I wanted. And I didn't even know what I wanted. I just was so freaking sick of literally being embarrassed. And hey, listen, my dad's a great guy. Okay, my mom's a piece of shit. I needed to be the one that woke the fuck up, made something happen in my life. I just didn't know where the hell it could happen from. And honestly, at this point, there was nobody inspiring me to make anything happen. So when I tripped up that second and I made that $1,700 commission, I asked my manager, I go, is this real? Like, can you really make this kind of money? And at that point, he educated me. He goes, listen, dude, if you'll be coachable, and this is actually what he told me, he goes, if you'll be coachable, if you'll learn, he goes, dude, Andy, you can't even look in my eyes while we're talking. He's like, you don't even have to shake my hand. He's like, dude, you stutter when you talk. He's like, you're so far away. But if you can learn and you can out self-develop, see all these other guys, if you can out self-develop them, like, dude, like you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm like, are you telling me the truth? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm going to work 7 days a week. You're going to pick me up at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I'm going to stay here till they shut the gate at night. And you're going to give me a ride to work. And I'm going to do everything you say, and I'll do whatever you want me to do. I don't care. Just tell me. And dude, literally, like that day, I became a savage in my head. I started, I had a lawn chair. Poor people always had lawn chairs, the plastic ones you pull out, and they go, those little clicking noises. Well, poor people, we have a bunch of them in the garage, right? I don't know how, everybody's got a bunch of lawn chairs in the garage. Well, I took the lawn chair and I put it in the middle of the drive, right? And literally nobody could pull into the dealership without me stopping them because I had the lawn chair in the middle of the drive. People hated it. Dude, I got in fights every day. They broke those lawn chairs in half. I had a ton of them. I'd got another one out of the garage. But everybody that come out and say, hey, sales or service, hope you're having the best day of your life. Andy Elliott, how can I serve you today? Boom, every single person, man. I took the whole company down. I was selling 2 cars a day on my own every single day just by blocking the gate. Dude, listen, I stayed outside. I got sunburned. I was out there in the freezing cold. I waited outside the door. I did everything that no one else would do, but that's how I got to 500 grand by the time I was 20. I mean, I remember when I was 19, I went home, I brought my tax return home to my dad. And he goes, you made 120 grand your first year at 18. And, which isn't a lot of money now. It is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money. And my dad goes, what are you doing? And my dad didn't even understand I was selling cars because I was never home. And my dad made like 50 grand as a chemist. And, he's like, I can't believe you can make this much money. And I was like, dude, this is it. And my dad was like, you got to start paying rent. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't paying rent. I was never home. And he's like, and I was like, fuck that. I'm going to go buy my own house now. So I went and bought my own house. I bought me a Corvette, bought me a big ass lifted Hummer. I was like, dude, I'm going to freaking show the world I made it. So I went through that first stage of like buying all the cool shit. And then, dude, when I was driving to work, I was just ready to go kill everybody because I was just on fire. But going back to like what was it like when he told me? Dude, I was an idiot, man. I'm going to tell you, I accidentally ran into success. Had my buddy's older brother not convinced me to go sell cars and I wouldn't have learned about sales, I would have never made it. We wouldn't be here today and it never would have happened. Sales is the greatest thing that ever happened. And I can tell you this, the era we're in right now, the way that I teach people now, I wish I had me at 18, but at least I had a manager that believed in me, that dealt with me when I was a stuttering guy. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't believe in myself, and I couldn't shake your hand, and took the time to teach me, which is why I'm so grateful for leaders and like watching you guys build this shit. Like, dude, the people that watch you guys, like these people, they get to level up by watching this, and it doesn't cost anything. All they got to do is change, recreate, and then pay it forward. So like, I'm just telling you guys, like I ran into it on accident, but I know reverse engineering it. I know how it happened. It's all because of sales, and it's all because somebody believed in me when I didn't believe in me. And honestly, somebody gave me an opportunity and somebody saw something in me, and I didn't even see that in me. I wish I could tell you I had this mentor and he inspired me. And my dad, you're like, hey, my dad was a great guy. He was in the military. He pushed us. Fuck, dude, I wish I had your dad. I would have given anything to run with your dad. But that wasn't the case. I just got fucking lucky. And luckily, I was smart enough. I always say when the pain overrides the fear of change, people change. So like, I was so sick of being embarrassed when you told me that I could have this. Well, dude, the pain, like it's so fucking high and I'm sick of it. I'm like, dude, I'm not afraid to change. Who do you want me to be? Who do you want me to act like? Who do you want me to talk like? Which one of them do you want me to beat? Like, I just needed instructions. And I was a soldier ready to go to war. And I had a good manager. He told me exactly what to do. He told me where to stand. He told me how to talk. He told me how to present. He told me how to shake hands. He told me how to do everything. And I did exactly what he said. And no one else in that company could talk me out of it. Here's the cool thing. You ever taught somebody, but then other people are in their ear too, so it fucks everything up? He told me, he goes, other people are going to tell you other things. You better not listen. You only listen to what I say. Do you understand? And I was like, yes, sir. And dude, he was 22 years old. I was 18. But he was better than me. And he could close any deal. He was a stud. But the fact that he did that though, he told me not to listen to anybody else. It allowed me to stay in my lane. So we'll move quicker, but I'm just trying to tell anybody that like, if you're wanting to grow, like one bad person in your ear is going to fuck you up. Hey, whether you stumbled onto success because you have great families or whether you accidentally, run into somebody that believes in you, like you better not take it fucking lightly. And if somebody believes in you, it's disrespectful for you not to give them all you got. And that was all I did with that guy.